Welcome to GDs. And this is RRR. Movie starts in a tribal village of British-occupied India, where Catherine, the wife of Governor Scott, is quite impressed by the voice and artistic hand of a young girl Molly. And they decide to take her with them. And her mother tries to stop them. And in order to remove her, an officer was about to shoot her. Scott stops him from using a bullet, letting him know that the bullet is a lot more expensive than her life, and the officer uses a log instead. On the other hand, in the outskirts of Delhi, people are protesting against the arrest of the freedom fighter Lala Lajpat Rai. And they have surrounded a police station. And we get our first look at Rama, an officer in the Imperial Police, standing tall against the protest. And when a stone hits the photo of Governor Scott, the officer in charge orders him to be arrested. And Rama goes into the crowd and single-handedly was able to arrest the culprit. And the officer is quite impressed by his heroism. But despite his brave efforts, he is not promoted. And Rama is quite upset by it. Meanwhile, an advisor of the Indian Nizam is informing the British rulers that they want them to return the girl they brought from the tribe, as she belongs to a tribal group which prefers staying together and out of conflict. But if one of them is in danger, they send one of their most fierce warriors to get them back. His warning is dismissed by them, despite him confirming to them that one such warrior is heading toward Delhi to save the girl. And we get our first look at Beam being in the jungle and trying to capture a wolf. But his trap also lures a tiger, and Beam is able to adapt, and he sedates and captures the tiger. And we learn that he has reached Delhi and is staying under the disguise of being a Muslim man named Akhtar. On the other hand, with Governor Scott being out of the city, and Edward receiving the warning, wants his police force to identify and capture this threat. But having no information to go on, it seems quite an impossible task. Catherine, wife of the governor, announces that the officer who will catch this man will be promoted to special officer. And knowing this, Rama volunteers and assures them that he will get it done. Rama, along with his uncle, comes up with a plan to attend various pro-independence gatherings in order to find some clues about his target, while Beam is also surveying the governor's residence in order to find its weakness. And Beam, on noticing a kind and compassionate English lady, thinks that she might be his way inside the residence. And we learn that the English lady is Jenny, niece of the governor. Rama, attending a pro-independence gathering and giving his aggressive opinions, is approached by one of Beam's aide. And knowing his views, he decides to take him to meet Beam. But on the way, he learns that Rama is indeed in the Imperial Police, and he gets away from him. Beam, on learning this, wants him to lay low. Beam and Rama, seeing a boy trapped in the river, communicate with each other a rescue plan, despite not knowing who the other is. And unaware of their opposing identities and intentions, they unite to save the boy. And this sparks a very strong friendship between the two. And over time, their friendship grows deeper. Rama, finding Beam to be interested in Jenny, comes up with a way to get them some time together. Even though both of them do not understand each other, Jenny liked him. And she invites him for a party. Beam goes to the party along with Rama, and there, they have a dance battle with the English men, which results in them winning, while Rama bowing out in order to let Beam win. And as they were leaving the party, Jenny invites Beam for a cup of tea. And Beam is finally able to get inside the residence of the governor. Being inside, he sneaks around and is able to find Molly and assures her that he will get her out. And as he returns from the residence, and now, knowing the security and layout of the residence, he is ready to mount an attack. On the other hand, Rama was able to track and capture Beam's associate, and he has been torturing him to know the identity of his leader. But he is able to resist all the pain, and as Rama returns, he throws a snake at him. And as the snake bites Rama, he lets him know that this snake's venom has no antidote with the Britishers. Rama, knowing he lost, loses his hand, and informs him that it will take him a day to break free, while he tries to reach his friend. Beam sees Rama at the last moment, and being a tribal, prepares an antidote. He even gives his protective sacred thread to him for his protection. Rama, seeing this, and other smaller details, was able to deduce that he is the one he has been looking for. Beam, not knowing if he will be successful, also discloses his real identity to him, and apologizes for not telling him this before. And he did so not because he didn't trust him, but he just wanted him to be safe. And Rama, still under the influence of venom, is not able to do anything. Bhim attacks the governor's residence. And this is where he uses the captured wild animals as his army, in an epic fight. And as he tried to move further, he is stopped by Rama, who is finally feeling better because of him. Bhim restrains himself from hurting him, but having no other way, he hits back. But Rama follows him, and as he moves ahead, he uses his protective sacred thread to catch him, and he asks him to give up. Else they will kill the girl. And Bhim, in order to protect Molly, gives up. With Bhim being captured, Rama is promoted. And now he is in charge of the weapons under the British Empire. Although he captured Bhim, he feels quite guilty, and we get to know about his past. And we learn that his father was also in the Imperial Police, and seeing their atrocity on his people, where they put the cost of the bullet more than the cost of human life. He leaves and takes his rifle. And thereafter, he has been training the people with wooden replicas of guns, and getting them ready to fight with the British. And in his family, we see his mother and brother. In addition, there is also a girl, Sita, and she is fond of Rama, and they are proposed to get married when they come of age. One evening, Rama took his father's rifle, without his knowledge, and fired a shot. Though his father is angry with him for wasting a bullet, but on seeing his accuracy he is also impressed. Later, their village is attacked by the British, and Rama's father tries to hold them back, giving the villages time to escape. But in the process, his younger son and his wife were shot. But he has to hold the line, so that others could escape. And in the gun battle, he is injured, and loses the ability to fire. He asks his son to take over, and a young Rama is able to keep them at bay. But with them running out of ammo, his father tells him that now he has to fulfill his dreams, and to do what is needed. He goes to the British to surrender, but in reality, it was a ruse, and he wrapped himself in explosives, and asks his son to shoot, in order to ignite it. Thereby killing him, along with the British forces, and saving everyone else. Years later, we see Rama, who is now married to Sita, has joined the British Imperial Police. And as he leaves his village he promises everyone that he will only return once he has a gun for every hand. And that is why he was so determined to get a promotion. As every special officer in charge is given responsibility for the transportation of guns. Thus he can get them for everyone, and they can fight back, fulfilling his father's dream. Scott wants Bhim to be punished in such a way that people start fearing British rule. Thus he wants him to be flogged in front of everyone, and Rama is given the task of flogging. Bhim, despite being flogged in the most gruesome ways, refuses to kneel and sings in defiance. And it arouses the public to come out in his support and rebel. With Bhim getting unconscious and the crowd getting aggressive, they finally end the proceedings. Rama is quite broken on betraying his friend. And despite him getting to know that he will be transporting weapons in a day and will be able to fulfill his father's dreams, he decides to help Bhim break out, letting his uncle know that Bhim is not an ordinary man, and the revolution he was planning to bring with weapons, he saw Bhim bring that today, only with a song. And he won't be able to live with himself if he doesn't do this. He informs the same to Sita in his letter. And in order to break Bhim and to free Molly, he convinces Scott to hang him outside and in front of Molly. He also disables the guns that will be used the next day. And as Bhim is transported, his uncle slips him a blade. But on the way, Scott is able to foresee Rama's plan, and he narrowly escapes. And he stops Rama before he could reach Bhim. But this gives Molly a chance to get away. While Bhim was able to cut himself loose, and with their guns not working, he was able to break free. Bhim is joined by Molly, who ran along the forest, and was being protected by Rama. But Bhim mistakenly interprets Rama's actions as an attempt to kill Molly. And he knocks him out, and leaves him behind. While Rama, despite being injured, is able to provide him ample of time to escape. Months later, we find that Rama is being tortured, while Bhim, along with Molly, are hiding from the British search. It is when they are helped by Sita, who stops the British from searching, on the pretext of spreading of smallpox infection. Unaware of Bhim's identity, she reveals Rama's actual objectives, and how in order to save a friend, he gave up everything he worked for. And now, she is heading to attend his execution. Bhim, learning of this, feels quite guilty, thinking he was only trying to save a girl, while Rama was fighting to save the country. And he promises Sita that he will get him back. And Bhim, getting the layout of the prison from a sympathetic Jenny, goes in the prison to break Rama out. Rama, being injured, and not in a condition to walk, is carried by Beam on his shoulders, and they escape into the jungle, in an epic breakout. Being in the jungle, and still being followed, Beam helps Rama to heal. And he takes a bow and arrows from the temple of Lord Rama. And as they are surrounded, they go on the offensive. And Rama is shown in the light, and it seems an incarnation of the Lord Rama. And they attack the Imperial force, killing and defeating them in the jungle. And being on the offensive, they decide to go after Scott, and are able to guide a burning motorcycle inside the weapons depot of the British, causing it to explode, and in turn, it kills Catherine. While Beam was able to secure some of the weapons before they were destroyed. Rama hands a gun to Beam, and before he shoots Scott, Rama lets him know the value of the bullet. With Scott being dead, they return back to reunite with their families. And they also got the guns which Beam saved. And thereby, Rama also fulfills his father's dreams of getting guns in every hand to protest against the British rule. And as the movie ends, we see Beam asking Rama to teach him. And they raise a flag, which mentions 3 things, and those are water, forest, and land, signifying protest against the British rule. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, please subscribe.